Hey, what is going on, guys? SargeantsTechTips. Welcome to another video on my channel. So in today's video, we're going to be taking a look at Zorin OS. I haven't done a Linux video, and last time I did one was April 19th, 2025. And these videos actually get quite a few views, at least the last 3 did. So I'm going to try to start making more of these, but we are going to be taking a look at Zorin OS. We're just going to be taking a look at the Core Edition, because I guess you got to pay for Pro, which, I mean, it's only $50, but I don't plan on using it for anything other than just to show you what it looks like. This is just an OS that I've had my eye on, haven't had a chance to look at it because I wanted to look at it with you guys. So we're just going to go ahead and do create new virtual machine, typical. We're going to choose the ISO file from our downloads folder. And we're going to click next, Linux. We're going to give it, I have quite a few gigs. Let's give it 50 gigs. We'll do it into multiple files. I think I usually do single file. That way it's a little easier. We can give it a little bit more RAM because I've got plenty. Let's give it 8 gigs of RAM. And then everything else should be fine. We're going to close, finish. I haven't done a review video in a while, and I think what I usually do is I just go through the operating system and see what's different about it. I don't actually remember much, if I'm being honest. So we're just going to install Zorin OS. I hate when it like tries to tell you. I know how to control Alt. Yeah, see, I don't know why it does that. I literally don't understand why it does that. Like, I'm fully aware on how to do it, and it does it anyway. Okay, well, we're just going to get this installed. I don't know how the install process is. I've never actually messed with Zorin OS. Looks like it kind of just launched it. All right, we got some audio. You got try Zorin S and install. We're just going to go ahead and install it using English. Continue. Looks pretty straightforward for the install process. Just very similar to some of the other OSs we looked at. Install third-party software, graphics, download, updates while. That's fine. We want everything to update, and it does say preparing Ubuntu drivers. So I think this is based on Ubuntu, if I'm not mistaken. What is happening? Like, the operating system's working, but all you guys see is a black screen, and I don't know why. I'm just going to install it, and we'll be back when it's done installing, because there's something weird going on. This is Zorin OS. It's actually quite clean. I really like the look of it. You also got Brave web browser, files, and software. Down here, you got, down here at the bottom right, you have the ability to change desktops, which is kind of cool. Down here, you got all your information. You got your wired section. You can take a screenshot. You can click the settings here to bring you to the settings. These are all the wallpapers and stuff. I really like this. This is actually really clean. This kind of reminds me of I'm trying to think of the name, Linux Mint. Not really like the look of it, but like the feel of it. So it's really smooth and stuff. So basically, we've got our calendar here. We go here, we can log out, we can lock the computer. This will just bring us to our settings as shown earlier. We also have our dark style, so I can change that to dark mode, which is much better and much cleaner. It's a really nice little operating system. I don't know if I was doing it in my prior videos, but I will put a download link in the description if you guys want to download and install this yourself. You can install it to a virtual machine. VirtualBox is a free virtual machine software, which I might try to switch over to because VMware seems to be having issues. Usually what I do in these videos is I go, if you're new watching these videos, you guys can check out the playlist up in the cards now from all the other videos. I think I started this series on March 31st of 2022, so I would like to continue this series. I just need to actually make the videos. So usually what I do is I go through all the software. I don't necessarily show you each software. So to start off, we got Brave web browser. I've actually heard pretty good things about Brave. I don't personally use it. I mean, it's not the worst looking. I don't know what's going on with my internet today. It's being really slow. Let's just check out my channel. As you can see, it works pretty good. If I go to playlists, I can find the Linux series. And I think it's got a built-in ad blocker. Oh, no, it's just blocking like stuff so I don't get tracked and stuff like that. But you can see right here, 3 years ago was the first video I ever did. So if you guys want to check the series out, I'll put a link in the description below. In terms of other stuff we can look at, we've got accessories. We've got clocks, files, text editor, and weather. What is weather? Oh, you just put your city and stuff in. Okay. So it's basically just a weather app, but we've got text editor. It's just a basic text editor, and then you can save it to your desktop or wherever you want to save it. We've got files and clocks. Clocks is just a bunch of different clocks and stuff like that. You can set timers and stuff. The UI is really clean and smooth. That's what I'm really liking this. We've got graphics. We've got image viewer, so you can view your images. It's basically just a built-in image viewer. And then you've got your LibreOffice Draw, which this LibreOffice is a free office suite. And usually I've never actually really used LibreOffice Draw, but I know you can draw with it. I mean, obviously, it's in the name. Internet, we've got Brave web browser. We've got Remina, which is connect to remote desktops via RDP, VNC, or SSH, which is interesting. We've got web apps, so you can add a web app. You can just type the name, description, and the address. You can also change the icon. I'm sure you could probably download icons and set it properly. You can set the browser it uses the web app through. We've got Office. These are all the Office software. I'm not going to go through this. LibreOffice is a really nice, free-to-use Office utility. I prefer Microsoft Office, but I use that at work quite frequently. But as a free version, It actually looks better than it used to. They've definitely redone the UI, unless this is a Zorin OS thing. Anyway, in terms of Office, you got calendar, contacts. This would just be all your different contacts and stuff. You can do a local address book if you would like to do that. I don't know anybody who actually uses contacts on computer or on their computer. We've got a calendar here, which is pretty nice, honestly. We've got Evolution, which seems to be a mail app, so you can manage your mail. So you can just set it up from either a file, you can do your full name, all that fun stuff. It's basically just a mail app that's built into the OS. So I'm sure it works fine. It just depends on what you log in with. So that's it for Office. What do we have for sound and video? We've got Brazero. So create and copy CD DVDs. It's a nice little software. You can do a new project, audio, data, video, copy disk, burn. So it looks like you can just put the video file onto the disc and maybe make it into like a movie like you would normally watch a movie. We've got camera, so this just uses your camera, whatever camera you have connected to the computer at the time. This is obviously in a virtual machine. You got Rhythmobox. I've seen this software before. It's basically just a music playing app. Now we also have sound recorder, so we can record sounds. Testing. Sounds. Testing. And see, it works perfectly fine. So there is that. We've also got videos. This is just a video player, I would presume. We've got system tools. This is a little different. The names might be different, but I bet you the software is pretty similar to some of the other distros and stuff. We've got discs. You can see the discs you have. I thought this said PlayStation 3. I need to read better. But partition 3, these are all the file system partitions and all that fun stuff. I gave it 54 gigabytes. I've also got main menu, which I think that's just this, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, so you can like show so I was right. So this menu, you can control it, that's why I like Linux, because it's way more customizable than Windows is. Basically what you can do is you can like choose what you want to be shown when you click on said section, which I think is pretty cool. You've also got parental controls. You got power statistics, send feedback settings, which is just the basic settings app we were looking at a second ago. Shows your internet connection. You got Bluetooth if it supports it. You can change your resolution here, which is pretty cool. You can change your scale. You can change your refresh rate. You can turn on nightlight, which basically, I can't really use it from a virtual machine, but it basically just makes it so the blue light isn't as strong at night, and it's really good for like if you work on your device a lot. We've got power, so you can change your power mode. You can do screen blank. I usually set that to never. You've got multitasking, so if you want to do hot corners, you just go up here. Maybe not. I don't think it's going to work in a VM, honestly. But like I said, you got your menus, so if I go here, go in, open Brave, go here, go back over, and then go back in. It's a completely separate, but it is shown, and you can actually swap between the desktops if you click on the software, which is pretty cool. And you can also just close out of the software. So I don't know if you can close out of the desktop per se, but you can close out of the software through there, which is nice. In terms of other settings, you got appearance. So you can change your Zorin appearance. We could change the layout, which is cool. So if we want to do that, I don't really think it makes a difference. I think it just makes it smaller. You can make it so it's in the middle, which is pretty cool. That's actually quite nice. This just shows your apps, which is interesting. So you don't have like the traditional taskbar style. This is different. I'm not sure what that is, but that's cool. I think I prefer the smaller one. You can also get more desktop layouts if you upgrade to Zorin OS Pro. You got themes. My favorite color is red, so I'll change it to red. You got your applications, so you can set like what your applications look like and stuff like that. High contrast, we could just do dark, Adwada, I think Adwaita, something like that. You can change your cursor and stuff, which is pretty cool. That's a little tiny. You got red glass, that's a little bit better. I can actually read that. You got your effects, you can do jelly mode, which is interesting. You got desktop cubes, you got desktop, you can adjust like how it like basically zooms in and out, stuff like that. You got your window, so you can do new window placement where it's going to place it. You can just have it basically go into the center. You got focus options, title bars, all that fun stuff. You got your taskbar settings as well, so you can just open that, and that'll allow you to like change the size of the taskbar. It'll allow you to do the radius and stuff. So like if I just do this, it makes it basically a circle. If I go back down to 10, it makes it a little more rounded, kind of like Windows 11 has it. You got your position, you can change it. So if you want the taskbar to be somewhere else, I don't know why you would want it on the side. If you are crazy. You got behavior, you can change all the behavior settings for the taskbar. You've got actions, so you can change different actions and stuff like that. Like, I'm probably not explaining this the best, but I'm just trying to dumb it down because I don't want these videos to be an hour long. So that's if you're wondering. We've also got fonts, so you can change your font if you would like in the operating system. I'm not going to do that. In terms of other stuff, you basically just got wallpapers in here. It's nothing really any special. You can also add your own picture if you were to download one from the internet. You got apps. You got basically these are just app settings. This allows you to open it, app details. It's telling you the app is not sandboxed. Sandboxed would mean like it's in a sandbox environment, I'm assuming. You got notifications, so you can turn on and off notifications for separate applications, which I think you can do this in Windows, but it's buried, and if you can't, then another reason to like Linux. And if Linux had more like features and support for certain things that I do, I would probably be on Zorin OS right now because I really like this OS. You've got search. You can do different types of search. You can add online accounts for your email or just to have your accounts connected. We've also got sharing, so you can share stuff. You can turn on media sharing, such as music, videos, pictures. Basically, you just choose the network you want to hide it on or share it on and stuff like that. You can change your primary button. So right now it's set to the right button, which obviously I can't show you. Obviously prefer the left because I'm, well, right-handed. You've got keyboard settings, color settings. You can calibrate it. This isn't a VM, so it's kind of hard to do, but that's all the settings. So when you do change the theme, it does change the icons and stuff. So same concept, just different icons, which is cool. It's really why I do like Linux, because it's got way more customization. You've got your software, which this is just how you download software. You've also got software updaters, so you can update the software. It's just going to go ahead and check for updates. We've also got startup applications. I'm not going to go through any of the software that just implies the task it does, basically. So system monitor, that's a system monitor. Obviously, it's a system monitor. It looks pretty basic, very similar to some of the other operating systems we looked at, and there's nothing wrong with that. Keeping everything relatively the same for each operating system is not a bad thing at all. In terms of the rest, you've got Tor, upgrade Zorin OS if you'd like to upgrade it, Windows app support, which it looks like you can install this and then you can do Windows apps. I'm not really sure what apps would be supported, but if you guys want to see a video on this wine compatibility thing for Zorin OS, let me know. I'll mess around with it. I could even do it on a stream. I haven't streamed on my tech channel in years. We've got Zorin Appearance, which we were looking at earlier. We don't need to re-go through that. We've also got Zorin Connect, which looks like you can connect your computer with your mobile device. You can sync your phone's notifications, browse your photos, all that fun stuff. Basically what Windows has built in, but it's Linux and it's probably a lot more safe. We've got utilities. I'm not going to go through each one of these. You've got advanced network configuration. You got backups, calculator. What does a calculator look like? Usually in these videos, I like to look at the calculator because it usually looks different in each OS, but I think that looks pretty similar to some of the other ones. We've got characters, disk usage analyzer, so you can see what your disk usage is like. It basically just shows you what is taking up all the space. This can take a while depending on what kind of drive you're running, but this is super handy to have, so you can like literally dig down into the file system. Like I'm just clicking and it's just digging me into the file system, basically. I'm gonna go back in here. We've got disks. This just shows you your different disks, which we looked at earlier. You've got document scanner, name implies it, document viewer, file roller, create and modify an archive, so it's an archive utility. You've got fonts, help, basically help menu, logs, so you can view logs, like detailed logs about your system. Especially errors and stuff, which Linux likes to throw errors and still work anyway. You've got password and keys, so you can check out your password and keys, all your saved passwords. And then lastly, we got terminal. I don't think tree works because that's oh, it does work. I thought that was just a Windows thing. But yeah, that's basically it for Zorin OS. It's a pretty cool operating system that I showed you earlier. You got all this stuff down here. This allows you to take a screenshot. It actually allows you to just take a whole screenshot of the screen, which is nice. Pretty cool. I don't know where it saves it, probably pictures. Yeah, it just saves it into the screenshot folder, which I do like OSs that have screenshots built in. Screenshot software built in. But yeah, if you guys want to see more Linux videos, let me know in the comments below. Zorin OS is a very nice OS. I kind of dig it. Yeah, if you guys want to see more Linux videos, let me know in the comments below. I will definitely try to get some more of these out. I wanted to get a video out for the 25th of Christmas, but I got pretty busy, so I never got around to it. Next year, hopefully. Merry Christmas if you're watching this anyway. I know it's a day late, and I don't even know when this is going to be uploaded, but this is recorded on, obviously, the 26th of December. So thank you guys so much for watching. Like the video if you liked it. Dislike if you thought it sucked. Let me know what you guys want to see for future videos in the comments below. I will see you guys next video, and peace out.